All right, folks, engine's running. I can't begin to tell you how much other things I've been through to get it to this point. Nothing crazy though. Nothing crazy. I'm gonna be honest. It's everything still went smooth. I'm kind of been on like the fence about uploading a long form video of things that have taken place, because trust me, the first time it's tried to start up, it didn't want to hit. I'm not understanding why it took a while to get it started. One thing though, I did accidentally connect these two sensors in the wrong area. I mean, it happened. I don't know if I damaged this or not, but I had to go to the junkyard and get another one because the boost sensor wasn't registering. So I did make that mistake. And again, I didn't pull this motor out. And you can easily cross them up too. Current state is holding coolant, did a pressure test. Everything is perfectly fine at the moment. There's no codes present. Go here. No fault codes. We're in good shape. Only thing I need to do right now, I have not driven it. It's starting up on its own just fine. Only thing I need to do is put some miles on it. I didn't put that bushing down there. I just had a clip and just ran that through there. Other than that, it should be ready for a test drive. Now, just the backstory, me and the owner talked about this previous shop, and I thought this was an auction car. This wasn't an auction car. Actually, it was a client's vehicle, and it was a whole debacle they went through, from lawsuits and stuff from the previous owner because of the previous owner's neglect. This is kind of why I don't have a storefront. I can't deal with the multiple different personalities that come about when dealing with clients. I just don't bode well with that. I need a light personality with a light personality with a light personality. If I like you, I'm gonna generally like the people you're associated with because of the personality that we both resonate with. You know, there's no clashing when there's understanding. But yeah, there was a whole lawsuit, and very interesting backstory though. At the end of the day, the shop got the vehicle, and then that's when they started going through this motor issue. I was under the impression that it was an auction car. No, that's not the case. This is not an auction vehicle, and I kind of should have known, because auction cars usually have a lot more complex problems. But being that I didn't have any history on this car, I didn't know. I have no clue. So this is going to be the short form. Like I said, I may consider uploading the longer form if you want to see the ins and outs of things that have taken place. But this is just the end result. Let me show you the mileage. Let's see how you work this thing. So we're at 144,133. How do I clear these? The trip. Is this it? Let me see if I can reset this. Okay. So I'm gonna take it on a 6 mile loop and then check my work. Unfortunately, because this car ain't got no tags on it, I'm gonna be riding dirty. And hopefully I don't get pulled over. Hey, I'm working on a shop's vehicle. Didn't know it had tags. Play stupid. Let me get 6 miles on it on my normal loop, and we'll recheck this vehicle for leaks. All right, just got off of a 7.2 mile drive. Let me see, is there actually a fault in here? Let me go back out. Let's go to control unit, engine control module. There's no check engine light. I mean, that's off. P0014 exhaust cam shaft position system performance pass and fail. Now this just may be the oil control valve for the actuator, so I'm just gonna have to let him know. He probably might need to change that on the exhaust side. Actually, I got some that I probably could change. I don't want to give him my stuff, so I'm just gonna let him. I can probably just mark it and just help him change that and see what takes place. Let's go back out, check for inspection, incomplete monitor status. So it says no DTCs present, so it might just be a pending code. Now, one thing I could do, go to the generic portion to make sure there's no codes present there. In the meantime, let's see an active test here, because the actuate, the phasers may be cam position actual system. Exhaust solenoid. See if I can phase it and see if it'll support it. What? Let me see if it'll, one of these will let me phase it, right? Okay, let's increase it so we should be a desire here at 10. It's meeting those expectations. Let's jump up. 13. It's not trying to really meet those. Ooh, I can't get it right. It's not really trying to meet those expectations. Look how slow it is to transition. We might just have, let's jump up to 17. Might just have oil control valve issue. Jump up again. Yeah, it's going to time out. Okay. Let's go to the intake and see how that responds. Let's decrease 20, so it's 24. Let's drop it down. It's 20. Let's drop it down. 12. Okay, see how rapidly it meets those expectations, but it's not consistent though. It's kind of dancing around it. Yeah, I think both of these actuators are going to have to be replaced. Not the actual phaser, but the electronic portion, the oil control valves. Okay, I'm just going to let him know he got to do that. But in regards to, I mean, it drives okay. Chicken and like it's not active. Let's take a look under the hood. Might have a cracked reservoir here. The cap may be bad, so that's probably gonna get replaced. I'm gonna leave that up to him. Main thing is this motor. You know how's that working? Oh yeah, very common. We got an oil leak. A lot of times what'll happen, these studs, they'll strip out at the bottom. So this is leaking at the top here. I probably could just take it out, put some RTV sealant on it. Had a phone call come in. But yeah, what'll happen, these bolts will strip out at the bottom and you can't tighten them up. I've had that happen before. But then again, I mean, could have been poor insulation. We're gonna find out. Let me grab a here's the bolt. He did the same thing with this bolt that he did the other ones, and he would just knock the side of it to broaden the head, the thread. This changed the diameter. I can actually see the hammer marks now a lot better. But that's what he did. See, it's kind of, it does that number. I'm gonna put some RTV on here. I'm not going through all that. I mean, it needs a helicoil. That's what it needs. Put it right here. It'll slow it down for a little bit. I hate to have to patch this up like this, but he's not going to want to pay for that, and I'm gonna put the responsibility on him to do it himself, because I just need to get this motor in there and get it back running. I got paid to do it right, but I didn't get paid 100% to do it my way. If it was my motor and I bought it from a company, even though we get motors from the same company, yeah, I would have repaired it properly. But this is not. So I'm not responsible for having to warranty this. It's just not my responsibility to have the warranty. I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry. Sorry, I'm not sorry. Let that dry. I need some brake cleaner. I've had that happen before. The proper way to do it is to put a helicoil in. No way around it. But the bin that bolt is already destroyed, putting the helicoil in there is just going to be counterproductive anyway. Because it's not the same thread pitch is supposed to go in there. And that's what the helicoil is for. Okay. Well, I'm going to let this ride out the way it is. I don't know how y'all feel about the entire motor job, but my job is done. It's in there. It runs. Check engine light for the best of my ability. Ain't one, but he works on stuff himself. So I'm gonna let him know to change the phasers, the exhaust one. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and mark that. I'm gonna put a yellow marker on it so he'll know. Oh shoot, that was the intake. I need to put it on the exhaust side. So you can change it on its own. My job is ultimately done. It smokes a little bit, but I think that was just the residual oil that was in there from the last engine. Because he said the motor ultimately threw a rod. It was smoking real bad out the back. So that's just residual oil, and it's going to take a couple days to burn it off. It feels like it's a little lackey, a little lethargic of power. The catalytic converter maybe clogged up. It can definitely be better though. These cars usually are a little bit more powerful than what I've experienced driving it today. Other than that, let me start it up. Not a big fan of that rattle. I mean, it could be from a weak oil control valve. I don't know what was done, why it was done previously. Why did he need to go in that motor? And I don't like that little knock too. Let me be honest. I need to get this thing out of my possession as fast as possible. With that said, I'm gonna let this ride out. We had a conflict resolution. I did not buy this motor. I'm not gonna respect it as if it's my motor. Okay, if that make any sense. So he got it on his own. I put it in. How it decides to operate and function internally, totally up to him. Superficial stuff, yes, that's my responsibility. If anything happened, y'all know I'll definitely update. Hit that link, subscribe to the channel, stay informed, and have that reassurance on work. See y'all on the next one. Went on ahead and pulled the oil control valve out. Look, there's ferrous metal on top of there, and this shit. It's probably stopped up. Just gonna give him the one I got sitting around. That'll explain A lot was going on as far as this particular code. Whoever worked on this car, man, they did a very bad job. Let's put it that way.